And Matthew Maley is the Chief Market Strategist at Maley, Tabak and Company. Matthew, great to have you on the show again. So you have heard really good early results. So do you think this is giving the chip stocks more confidence in the US?
Well, it certainly isn't hurting them. I mean, it's interesting how the chip stocks, after a huge rally in May and June, in April and May, have flattened out in the last couple of weeks. And we've also seen some interesting movements when some of these companies reported earnings. We saw Broadcom, the stock, they didn't give very good guidance, so the stock went down. Micron, that's one where they initially rallied strongly, and then that rolled over. And then this week, we had Samsung report very good earnings, and yet that stock rolled over at the same time. So this is something that's helping offset some of this sell the news reaction we've seen from some of these chip companies recently. So it's definitely something that's helping the marketplace.
Well, Matthew, some are saying that the market is really crowded with semiconductor stocks. What's your take on that?
That's definitely true. I mean, you look at in the U.S., the chip stocks make up almost 20% of the S&P 500 index. That's the most crowded it's ever been. And we also saw an interesting survey by Bank of America recently that said that 80% of institutional investors saw it as the most crowded trade they had ever, the most crowded the chip stocks had ever been. So it does raise some warning flags that if at some point we see a slowdown in demand, you could see a big unwinding of this trade.
I think for many of the potential investors, let's say, the question is how safe of a bet is this for investors to keep pouring money in the AI industry?
This is DGX1.
I do worry that this is becoming a problem. I mean, I realize that people keep pouring, like you say, people keep pouring money into it, but we're still not getting that return on investment from the big hyperscalers that we need to see to convince us that the demand will continue for many years to come, which is really what the market is pricing in.
Okay, thank you very much. That is Matthew Maley, the Chief Market Strategist at Maley, Tabak and Company.